Welcome to Read the EO, where we report on the executive orders signed by the President. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Presidential actions, initial rescissions of harmful executive orders and actions. Executive Order, January 20, 2025. By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1. Purpose and Policy. The previous administration has embedded deeply unpopular, inflationary, illegal, and radical practices within every agency and office of the federal government. The injection of diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) into our institutions has corrupted them by replacing hard work, merit, and equality with a divisive and dangerous preferential hierarchy. Orders to open the borders have endangered the American people and dissolved federal, state, and local resources that should be used to benefit the American people. Climate extremism has exploded inflation and overburdened businesses with regulation. To commence the policies that will make our nation united, fair, safe, and prosperous again. It is the policy of the United States to restore common sense to the federal government and unleash the potential of the American citizen. The revocations within this order will be the first of many steps the United States federal government will take to repair our institutions and our economy. Sec. Revocation of orders and actions. The following executive actions are hereby revoked. Executive Order of January 20. Advancing racial equity and support for underserved communities through the federal government. Executive Order 1321 Adoration e Portionway 2021. Ensuring a lawful and accurate enumerational. Executive Order. Organizing and Mobilizing in 87 of January 20, 2021. Organizing and mobilizing the United States government to provide a unified and effective response to combat COVID-19. And to provide United States leadership on global health and security. Executive Order, Preventing and Combating Discrimination on the Basis of Gender, Discrimination on the Basis of Gender Identity or Sexual Orientation. Executive Order of 10989 of January 20, 20 Executive Branch Personnel. Executive Order, Protecting Public Health and the Environment and Restoring Science and the Environment and Restoring Science to Tackle the Climate Crisis. Executive Order, Revocation of certain executive orders concerning federal regulation. Executive Order, Revision of Civil Immigration of January 20, 2021, Revision and Prior. Executive Order, 13995 of January and Equitable Pandemic Response and Recovery. Executive Order 96 of January 21, 2021. Establishing the COVID-19 Pandemic Testing Board and ensuring a sustainable public health workforce for COVID-19 and other biological threats. Executive Order 113,009 January 2021. Improving and Expanding IT. Executive Order 13,999 of January 21, 2021. Protecting Worker Health and Safety. Executive Order 14,000 of January 21, 2021. Supporting the reopening and continuing operation of schools and early childhood education providers. Executive Order 14,002 of January 22, 2021. Economic relief related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Executive Order 14,003 of January 22, 2021. Protecting the federal workforce. Executive Order 14,004 of January 25, 2021. Enabling all qualified Americans to serve their country in uniform. Executive Order 14,006 of January 26, 2021. Reforming our incarceration system to eliminate the use of privately operated criminal detention facilities. Executive Order 14,007 of January 27, 2021. President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. Executive Order 14,008 of January 27, 2021. Tackling the Climate Crisis at Home. Executive Order 14,009 of January 28, 2021. Strengthening Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. Executive Order 14,010 of February 2, 2021. Creating a comprehensive regional framework to address the causes of migration, to manage migration throughout North and Central America, and to provide safe and orderly processing of asylum seekers at the United States border. Executive Order 14,011 of February 2, 2021. Establishment of Interagency Task Force on the Reunification of Families. Executive Order 14,012 of February 2, 2021. Restoring faith in our legal immigration systems and strengthening integration and inclusion efforts for new Americans. Executive Order of February, rebuilding and enhancing programs to resettle refugees and planning for the impact of climate change on migration. Executive Order 14,015 of February 14, 2021. Establishment of the White House Office of Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships. Executive Order 14,018 of February 24, 2021. Revocation of certain presidential actions. 14,019 of March 7, 2021. Promoting access to voting. Executive Order 14,020 of March 8, 2021. Establishment of the White House Gender Policy Council. Executive Order 14,021 of March 8, 2021. Guaranteeing an educational environment free from discrimination on the basis of sex, including sexual orientation or gender identity. Executive Order 14,022 of April 1, 2021. Termination of emergency with respect to the International Criminal Court. Executive Order 14,023 of April 9, 2021. Establishment of the Presidential Commission on the Supreme Court of the United States. Executive Order 14,027 of May 7, 2021. Establishment of the Climate Change Support Office. Executive Order 14,029 of May 14, 2021. Revocation of certain presidential actions and technical amendment. Executive Order of May. Climate-related financial risk. Executive Order of May. Advancing equity, justice, and opportunity for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Executive Order 14,035 of June 25, 2021. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in the federal workforce. Executive Order 14,037 of August 5, 2021. Strengthening American leadership in clean cars and trucks. Executive Order of September. Amending Executive Order. Executive Order of September. White House Initiative on Advancing Educational Equity, Excellence, and Economic Opportunity for Hispanics. Executive Order 14,049 of October 11, 2021. White House Initiative on Advancing Educational Equity, Excellence, and Economic Opportunity for Native Americans and Strengthening Tribal Colleges and Universities. Executive Order 14,050 of October 19, 2021. White House Initiative on Advancing Educational Equity, Excellence, and Economic Opportunity for Black Americans. Executive Order 14,052 of November 15, 2021. Implementation of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Executive Order 14,055 of November 18, 2021. Non-displacement of qualified workers under service contracts. Executive Order 14,057 of December 8, 2021. Catalyzing clean energy industries and jobs through federal sustainability. Executive Order 14,060 of December 15, 2021. Establishing the United States Council on Transnational Organized Crime. Executive Order 14,069 of March 15, 2022. Advancing economy, efficiency, and effectiveness in federal contracting by promoting pay equity and transparency. Executive Order 14,070 of April 5, 2022. Continuing to strengthen Americans' access to affordable, quality health coverage. Executive Order 14,074 of May 25, 2022. Advancing effective accountable policing and criminal justice practices to enhance public trust and public safety. Executive Order 14,075 of June 15, 2000. Equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex individuals. Executive Order 14,082 of September 12, 2022. Implementation of the energy and infrastructure provisions of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Executive Order 14,084 of September 30, 2022. Promoting the arts, the humanities, and museum and library services. Executive Order 14,087 of October 14, 2022. lowering prescription drug costs for Americans. An Executive Order 14,089 of December 13, 2022, establishing the President's Advisory Council on African Diaspora Engagement in the United States. Executive Order 14,091 of February 16, 2023, further advancing racial equity and support for underserved communities through the federal government. The Presidential Memorandum of March 13, 2023, withdrawal of certain areas off the United States Arctic coast of the Outer Continental Shelf from oil or gas leasing. Executive Order 14,094 of April 6, 2023, modernizing regulatory review. Executive Order 14,096 of April 21, 2023, revitalizing our nation's commitment to environmental justice for all. Executive Order 14,099 of May 9, 2023, moving beyond COVID-19 vaccination requirements for federal workers. Executive Order 14,110 of October 30, 2023, safe, secure, and trustworthy developments. Executive Order 14,115 of February 1, 2024, imposing certain sanctions on persons undermining peace, security, and stability in the West Bank. Executive Order, White House Initiative on Advancement and Economic Initiative on Advancing Educational Equity, Excellence, and Economic Opportunity through Hispanic Serving Institutions. Executive Order 14,134 of January 3, 2025, providing an order of succession within the Department of Agriculture. Executive Order, providing an order at 35 of January 3, 2025, providing an order of succession within the Department of Homeland Security. Executive Order 14,136 of January 3, 2025, providing an order of succession within the Department of Justice. Executive Order 14,137 of January 3, 2025, providing an order of succession within the Department of the Treasury. Executive Order of January, providing an order of succession within the Office of Management and Budget. Executive Order 14,139 of January 3, 2025, providing an order of succession within the Office of the National Cyber Director. The Presidential Memorandum of January 3, 2025, designation of officials of the Council on Environmental Quality to act as chairman. The Presidential Memorandum of January 3, 2025, designation of officials of the Office of Personnel Management to act as director. The Presidential Memorandum of January 3, 2025, designation of officials of the Office of Science and Technology Policy to act as director. The Presidential Memorandum of January 3, 2025, designation of officials of the United States Agency for Global Media to act as Chief Executive Officer. The Presidential Memorandum of January, designation of officials of the United States Agency for International Development to act as administrator. The Presidential Memorandum of January 3, 2025, designation of officials of the United States International Development Finance Corporation to act as Chief Executive Officer. The Presidential Memorandum of January 6, 2025, withdrawal of certain areas of the United States Outer Continental Shelf from oil or natural gas leasing. The Presidential Memorandum of January 6, 2025, withdrawal of certain areas of the United States Outer Continental Shelf from oil or natural gas leasing. The Presidential Memorandum of January 14, 2025, certification of rescission of Cuba's designation as a state sponsor of terrorism. The Presidential Memorandum of January 14, 2025, revocation of national security Presidential Memorandum. Executive Order of January, providing for the appointment of alumni of AmeriCorps to the competitive service. SEC 3, implementation. A. To effectuate the revocations described in Section 2 of this order, the heads of each agency shall take immediate steps to end federal implementation of unlawful and radical DEI ideology. B. The Director of the Domestic Policy Council (DPC) and the Director of the National Economic Council (NEC) shall review all federal government actions taken pursuant to the order's memoranda and proclamations listed in Section 2 of this order, and take necessary steps to rescind, replace, or amend such actions as appropriate. Within days of the date of this order, The Director of the DPC and the Director of the NEC shall submit to the President an additional list of orders, memoranda, and proclamations issued by the prior administration that should be rescinded, as well as a list of replacement orders, memoranda, or proclamations to increase American prosperity. C. The National Security Advisor (NSA) shall immediately begin a complete and thorough review of all national security memoranda (NSMS) issued from January through January for harm to national security, domestic resilience, and American values. No later than 45 days from the date of this order, the NSA shall recommend to the President NSMs for rescission. SE Sec. 4. General Provisions. A. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect I. The authority granted by law to an executive department or agency or the head thereof, or 2. The functions of the Director of the Office of Management and Budget relating to budgetary, administrative, or legislative proposals. B. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law and subject to the availability of appropriations. C. This order is not intended to, and does not, create any right or benefit, substantive or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person. The White House, January 20, 2025.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.